Worldwide, projects have experienced numerous barriers in their implementation. These barriers are primarily influenced by the kind of measures being used and minimum amount of attention given to the practice. To improve project performance, project monitoring and evaluation are key elements. It is for this reason that Send Ghana is partnering with Integrity Action on a 2-year project in which groups of citizens in 5 districts in northern Ghana would be enabled to monitor delivery of infrastructure projects within their communities. This would encourage ownership of projects such as health and education infrastructure in the citizens by involving them directly in the process of monitoring.
This project is actually consistent with Ghana's decentralization system that citizens must play an active role in the implementation of interventions in their community. And we are hoping that at the end of the day, this project should be able to establish whether or not citizens monitoring, if effectively and efficiently done, can lead to some financial savings as far as the resource basket of the country is concerned. So hopefully at the national level, we are hoping to be able to influence government's ability to make sure that citizens are an integral part of contract execution, right from the point of awarding contract through to the execution, to make sure that there's value for money.
A visit to some project sites in communities in West Gonja and the Indi municipalities reveal how important it will be to engage stakeholders and, for that matter, citizens in project implementation and monitoring.
Kachanya tesi de mata kakachan tesi de matana men esibitina eche famana yo busunu famana yo de mahu le lia ne meka bi da se mendi amata mo meku plato na bikenu masama.
The level of consultation was very, very low. Even though the entire project, if you look at the genesis, the idea actually emanated from the community. Right? So if you are picking a community idea, you need to put them fully in the picture. For instance, when they came to start with the foundation and then the molding of the blocks, it was community members that actually contacted me that something was happening at the site. And so I needed to find out what actually the problem was. So when I went there, I did a consultation, and lo and behold, I was told there's the market project that kickstarts. And so I had to call the contractor to register our displeasure, because projects like that, we don't just come in. We have chiefs, we have opinion leaders in the community. We have to put them in the loop so that they also contribute to project monitoring and to ensure there is value for money.
Citizens in communities such as M4FS and Ahassan Kura in West Gonja municipality confirmed that project monitoring and evaluation seems to be a challenge in getting projects well executed. Where citizens are consulted, they lack the technical knowledge in ensuring the quality of projects expected.
Kadiri kembaler achimu to kajike anda tani do na yibu chu ne kijiba yita achimu to kamso mama na bre ke ba shani ko tuna because achire fil ko suna ngbo asan kuma do anyu bi na da na mu ko ka moyo na nyi ko so ay man le tina ko ro na ban ta ko na ba to banke mbum ge ma na trata mu kuma tini mu si ko bombo ko mun nga trata bombo nduma ya ke fala ko bombo katan ba ubu ya nyank ce katan ka ni fala anti le ke ta mun ka berto mu na ba mu ga ma ka mu ne timur pam pam ba ma ci ngana bona yake da ma tumba ma yin da ba ma ba ta tumba ma yana yi bona yake ban yesu kurbana tilli bin ba ka ba yesu kurba bin ku ka yesu kurba yin biya badinin kan banan da ngana ni ke bi mawala ka kana ma kala ku na isuke bilin yi bona ka bunu ba ma ba ci gina ka bu mu ai ngana ba ka na kwali.
Citizens think effectiveness and success of every monitoring plan depend largely on the capacity of the institution or individual mandated to undertake the activity and the level of engagement for such particular projects. Among these citizens are members of the disability group.
Asftar pabjan ada chance me panya to chargel din kama da zan ni tribu kala anan tabma katrato ba contrat machine fen yarana katuma na to ya woyon petuma
ashirhi kama palas yato la commission la la fi soji ina shi الشكر أمضي دي الشيخ معروف كونترات لما تبين بكشاوة ما سامبل.
The situation is not different in Zakoli, Bambaya in Yendi, Tutengili and Savlugu in Savlugu Municipal, Tolon and Nyangpala in Tolon districts, Yagyili and Tutengili in Tamale Metro. Citizens and opinion leaders in these communities believe citizens engaged in project instruction in the health and education sector would guarantee a successful completion.
Ama awone bananka porbora ba manda nan programu
Baka ban porbora
baka ban porbora ba nan programu ama wona batum kurunta bolo bunumuna sona ka de disibre ke be wor fana en bununa.
Weak linkages between planning and budgeting on the other hand and project monitoring and evaluation on the other adversely affects the ultimate aim of planning, monitoring and evaluation.
Before Catherine Paloma, not a jump to party, I ain't a television. But my yellow, you not a day you are cool. Si kunu mar kwa bene buduma ke shana bukana kabe shao koma bene bakutuduna sha bene za bibi hinya bakutuduna.
Our decision to increase our budget will be where we are having additional works. Sometimes we may start a project, then you want to add. Let me just mention this. In the past, most assemblies used to construct schools without adding the finishing. And usually at the end of the project, basically they cannot use it. So if along the line you realize that, oh, we have money and we can take care of the finishing too, it means you may have to review your budget upwards. Also, if along the project execution, maybe there can be variations. You want to change project design, which has cost implications. It means that you have to seek for approval to review your budget upwards. Sometimes we expect the citizens to be engaged, like have interest in whatever project is happening at their communities, but we don't expect them to go attacking contractors because sometimes some of them come raising concerns that should say are not, let me say, in the contract agreements. Every contract has its specifications. Sometimes they may raise concerns that if you go there, you see that actually what they are saying is baseless. So we usually expect that where citizens have a cause to complain, they should channel their grievances, maybe through their assembly persons, to the office, so that the right officers will go and see their concern. The engineers will go and inspect. Then if they have a cause, then the appropriate measures will be taken.
Again, monitoring and evaluation are processes, and therefore there is need for synergy with other activities in the project cycle, such as planning and budgeting.
There's been a little bit of improvement in the last years, but there are still a lot more to be done in order to be able to provide quality healthcare to the people of Yendi. We also have, support from MPA in the construction of this compound and expansion of the municipal hospital. I think that is some of the engagement by citizens. And also, traditional leaders have been doing very well by releasing lands to Ghana Health Service and partners to be able to construct facilities for them. And then one citizen way of involving the citizens is through performance feedback. We organize meetings, we involve them and provide them feedback on the activities which are being carried out in our facilities. And chiefs and opinion leaders to have played a major role by reporting some issues to the head directorate, which directorates also follow up in the facility. So in a way, I would say yes, citizen participation in monitoring of health infrastructure. These are just a few that I want to mention for now. I can talk of Sengana. They've been of help to us. They've provided some level of support for us. So Sengana did a very good job for us. And then chief and assembly members, we can't do without them. They are also on their feet, always on our doors, helping monitor some of this health infrastructure. And also Maristoke is an NGO who also collaborates with us to improve upon the health infrastructure that we have within the municipality. If citizens monitor ongoing health projects, I think it improves upon the quality of the projects, because these projects are meant for the community members. So if they monitor it very well, I think the contractor or whoever is looking at the facility will make sure quality work is being provided. So I think it's very important. And then commitment of resources by community members to also support the project, because they see it as their own. So they are ever ready to provide some kind of support for the project to be a successful one. And also community participation, since it's for them, I think they are always on board to make sure the right thing is also done. And then it also foster community ownership of projects, as I've already mentioned. And then advocate for support from development partners by community members, because it's for them. So they are ever ready to do anything to make sure the good work is being done.
If you see something going on at the site and you suspect that what is going on is not the right thing, you don't take the law in your hand to go and stop the contractor or whatever. You quickly inform us. Then, even if that day we didn't plan to visit him, then it becomes an emergency for us to go and what? Cross check whatever information that we are getting.
Sometimes if there's a problem, the contractor himself will call us to come and do some corrections, and then he goes on. And because sometimes it's not only one project, sometimes the contractors who sometimes call us, because you'll be here and then sometimes you call for some correction, and sometimes because of resources constraint, they will even call, and then you will not even have fuel to visit, and then you have to postpone the call and then go later. It's not all that adequate, simple because of the transportation. That is sometimes, even as I'm speaking, we only have one motorbike for the department, which shouldn't be so, because we are more than 4 in the office. So sometimes if you want to go to a project and it needs some group teamwork to do some correction, it means that it hinders the movement.
Integrity Action and Sengana have started this new project in which groups of citizens in northern Ghana would be enabled to monitor delivery of important infrastructure projects and essential services within their communities. As part of this program, the wish to generate evidence on whether and under what conditions public money is saved through citizens monitoring approach.
So much resources go into this monitoring projects, issues are raised and assemblies are not committed to addressing that. And so responsiveness tracking is actually going to be a very important component of this project, where citizens will be empowered to actually follow on commitments that assemblies have made in respect of addressing specific concerns that they have raised. And so the research component at the end of the project would try to establish whether all of the issues citizens have raised in respect of various projects, whether that has actually led to some financial savings as far as our resource basket is concerned.
Duty bearers, however, are hopeful that collaborating with citizens and CSOs to monitor projects will help the assemblies make some savings.
When projects are to be implemented and the engineers send the contractors to site, they first inform the chief, the assembly man, who is the representative of the people at the local level. And when the projects are also being executed or implemented. From time to time, the assemblyman also moves to the place. And when the assembly monitoring team is going on monitoring, they involve the assembly man of the area and some of the chiefs. When we have engagement, we invite the CSOs and the general public. We have the social accountability forum, meet the press and all those things. Those are the instances we engage the CSOs and the citizenry. So when we involve them, they also keep the project implementers on their toes, and at the end of the day, we have value for money for whatever we are doing.
Once you award a contract, there are timelines for execution. So the contractor is also supposed to execute within a particular time frame. And sometimes the delay could either be from the contractor or on the side of the assembly. So where it is from the assembly's side, then it leads to overruns. Maybe you have to, the engineers usually call it, is it variations or those kind of things. You have to sit with the assembly so that you negotiate again too. But those issues usually don't happen so much.
Integrity Actions and Sengana says their long experience of citizen monitoring approaches tells that such approaches have potential to improve services like education, health, or infrastructure. The project will help track delivery of infrastructure projects in the health and education sectors, highlight problems, engage in dialogue with key government officials, contractors, and other duty bearers, and seek a range of improvements to how these projects are delivered. The collective expectations of stakeholders is founded in the novelty of the project's implementation approach, which in same of savings is expected to be made, which will not necessarily accrue to direct project beneficiaries, but the government. To this end, stakeholders would expect an exceptional degree of collaboration, particularly from governments, to ensure effective project implementation and to harness the lesson for possible scale-up and replication at the national level.